Hello? I think I'm recording this too, by the way. Let me see if I can. Yes. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, Peter.
How are you, sir?
Fine. What about you?
Doing good. What's your name?
Jatin.
Jitin. Nice. Not Jitin. Finally. Finally, nice to meet you. So we're waiting for Luca, and I think we're waiting for Phil. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip. Yeah, Philip. Where are you from, sir?
Yeah, I'm from Germany. That we speak already, I guess, yeah, in a Telegram.
Yeah. Cool. No, I know who you are. I know who you are. I'm just wondering.
Yep.
We are in New York right now. But maybe we'll move at some point of time. So wait, let's wait for a couple of minutes for. I think two more people have to join. Maybe not. Who knows? That's not our traditional weekly webinar. Do you have any questions in the meantime for me, like the ones that like you would like me to focus on today, like right now?
Yeah, not really, but I was supposed to to get the more information that you guys speaking about because I really didn't prepare anything for that. I just see inside the chat box that something is going on for the calls, and yeah, of course, yeah.
Cool.
And
All right.
so I'm way to learn how to use the strategy and to integrate with the black box and so on to how yeah, that this when the manipulation signal is coming from the AI, and how to use and how to integrate with my technique analysis and to bring into my practice. Yeah.
Understood. hmm
But I really found some of the signals that I've seen in the dashboard that it says, "Hi, wow, it's guys go for long, and it's really working for you. Just need to wait for 1 2 days, yeah, and the strategy work."
I mean, basically, yes. I mean,
Yes.
yes. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. So okay, got it. So let's wait for a little bit more. The other guys. I'll be sharing the screen as well, showing everything. So make sure that. Okay. Waiting for Luca. Luca for sure has to join. Phil, I'm not sure. Philip is. So Luca is from Italy, and
Ah.
Philip, I'm not sure where he is from. Probably U.S. I'm assuming United States, but we will see. All right. Luca might be a little bit not very computer friendly, so just want to plug in. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, long story short, we should be basically, you guys should be attending weekly webinars because that's where we, discuss a number of things. We've been holding the webinars on a weekly basis since November, end of November 2018, and we found them extremely helpful because we have a lot of things to cover. Our guys who are helping us distribute everything, they said that our idea, I mean, the whole RoninAi idea is not a very easy idea uh, to talk about, to explain in like a couple of minutes. It really takes 15 to 20 minutes of pretty hardcore explanation to understand, because we have so many different continuations of where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And compared to other projects, I think, well, and compared to the projects that I was involved in before as well, whether crypto related or not crypto related, what we learned as a team here is that if you have a clear vision,
Yeah.
very clear vision of what uh, the what the direction is, then it's extremely easy for you to find everybody who would support that. Because right now we're working with people in Vietnam, we're working with people in Korea, Russia, Latin America, and these guys are working for us because they got sold onto the idea. Like, they're not our employees; they're just users who decided to help us spread the word. And they're not just spreading the word like, "Hey, please spread the word," and they do this. No, they're doing this like at least part time, at least 20 hours a week. Um, we're not paying them. uh we're not getting paid ourselves. It just, the fact that these guys are smart enough to realize that if this project works out, and they definitely understand decentralization, if this project works out, obviously contingent upon everybody putting effort, we could really achieve something magnificent. So
Yeah. Yep.
Luke is, he's Maybe try it. Let's see. Now waiting for him. I just want to make sure that more people join. I don't think he will have your questions, so let me just start with your questions really fast. So about the social, so we have two types of alerts. We have trading alerts and we have social alerts.
Yeah.
And social. So social alerts are the ones that you say like market manipulation alerts or market top bottom alerts, all that kind of stuff. For the social alerts, you should read the guide. The social alerts do not give you specific buy and sell. So the social alerts should be used in conjunction with your existing strategy. And I mean, the path of how we evolved into what we are was pretty whatever. So we started with the typical SaaS product, software as a service, where you just charge subscriptions and stuff. And that's where we started September 2018. And then we evolved into something. Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that actually that was the echo from me because I just my mobile to tablet.
Yeah. So and then we moved into the SaaS worked pretty well, but we didn't have this whole large aspect of community, and we also did not have too big attachment to the blockchain network. We just wanted to do artificial intelligence-based signals just for crypto, and that's where all these ideas about because our first idea for who the perfect user will be, we did lots of research. We did lots of presentations in New York, like lots. Like I'm constantly speaking in New York, but like for this project specifically, oh my goodness, we did so many conferences. We organized some of them we co-organized, co-hosted, and we were trying to figure out like, okay, so what people really need. And back then, people thought they needed an additional spill onto the existing strategy because every single strategy worked. Right? Because when market goes up, no matter what your strategy is, it works. Why? Because it just fucking works. I mean, like market just keeps going up, right? Like you'll make money regardless. So they thought they all had different strategies, which they didn't. But they were under the impression of 2017, where everything went up. So, and when we started we started shopping this idea April, May 2018. People were telling us they don't need a strategy. They have their own strategies. They just need, some tools to help them get there. And that's how the social alerts kind of things came up. So at first it was confidence intervals. It was confidence levels of. Let me see if I. Wait. Let me see if I. Where the hell is the platform? Too many tabs. Yeah, boom. So at first it was just these confidence levels. So these confidence levels indicate obviously the confidence with which AI thinks the crypto will go up or down in the next time frame, the next minute in this situation. And we added some, and we only had one social alert. We only had market manipulation alerts because those were very frequent. And there's lots of manipulation, and people told us that it would be nice to have. We did catch some of these manipulations, like there's a huge CCN article that was translated into Russian, Portuguese, Spanish, all kinds of languages, Chinese, Korean, where we caught a huge manipulation back in, I think it was September last year. So people wanted that manipulation to slow down. And then we added more social alerts. So we added like the other, total of 6.
Yeah.
But then people started realizing that they don't have a strategy because they started losing money. Because 2018 was just like all down, like everybody just lost money, and they didn't tell us that, but we're like, okay, probably these people need some strategies. So we created the trading alerts, and then people loved it because they were making money with trading alerts. So trading alerts will tell you exactly when to buy, when to sell. Social will be an additional like hint as to what could happen right now.
Yeah.
Now, social alerts, we're not doing any specific like, hey, just buy now and sell it here. Social alerts.
No. Yeah, I understand. The social alerts will help them to get just be a proactive in terms of the manipulation. Something manipulation is coming from the big whales or something. They just hide there the sales order or the big buy order something behind
For
and
example,
nobody. Yeah.
yeah. Like for example, here, um, everything is loading. So, oh yeah. Like for example, what was it? Yeah, this guy can't log in for some whatever. So market trend reversal index, right? Like okay, so you just got an alert like when half an hour ago. RoninAi has detected an intermediate market trend reversal alert. Okay, so now from trend reversal alert means that there was one trend, now it's another trend. What kind of trend can that be? Could be bullish trend, could be bearish trend, could be sideways trend. We don't know.
Yeah.
What we know is that the sentiment is changing. All of these social alerts are based purely on social sentiment. What is social sentiment? We analyze Twitter, and we analyze Twitter from 20 different perspectives. How many, what's the um,
How did you guys get some alerts or some social outputs from the Twitters or Facebook groups or something like, for
okay,
example,
we
how it
collect
is works in AI?
we collect Twitter on the so we collect the tweets uh, every single minute. So we go to Twitter, we get the tweets
Yeah.
every minute. It's being analyzed. So we like 20 plus different indicators that we looking into from the tweets, and then we feeding them into the AI.
Yeah.
Well,
And
AI is
which kind of data we pull into the Twitter? I mean, the big the guys or that we are following or application is following them, or just
everything.
overall data from the social platform,
Well, not. I mean, all the data. I mean, all the
or
data
the
we
hashtag with Bitcoin or hashtag with any crypto
basically.
or something.
Yes, exactly. We do hashtag.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're collecting all the tweets. Now we're not feeding tweets themselves into the neural network. So first of all, the tweets that we're collecting here plus some statistics, we're feeding first of all into the NLP machine learning algos just to put an indicator.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, then we're feeding that into the neural network along with other coefficients. So
Yeah.
this first step, this is the first AI. This is just social sentiment. The second part, this is part one. The second part, this is I think Luca joined. This is so we have social sentiment plus we have market data
Yep.
plus we have blockchain specific data plus we have uh, psychological data and we have miscellaneous data. So and then social. Right? So all these five things are then being fed into the neural network to actually give you the final. Like these guys here
Uh-huh.
already, like the social these guys, these six are just social sentiment, just Twitter, nothing else. Like nothing else. People asking us, market manipulation signals, what do they mean? Does it mean the market will go up or down? We don't know. We know that the sentiment changed to the point where manipulation is likely. Or we know the sentiment changed to where the market trend reversal is potential. Or market trend intensity changed. Or there's a potential market top or market bottom. But we do not know how is that related to the prices. So this is pure machine learning. Pure machine learning. However, uh, so if you just want some feedback as what's going on right now in the social media when it comes down to crypto, you just look for the social. If you don't want to think about this because you don't have strategy, etc., and you just need, I'm not sure why it's so slow, and you just need the buy and sell signals, you just do the trading. So that's the idea. Luca, how are you, sir? Are you here? I think he's here, but it's also loading forever. But let's see. He's
Yeah,
here.
I think it's a connection or application problem or something.
Potentially, yeah. So yeah, sometimes it takes a couple of minutes. We'll see. Yeah, well nowadays everybody has to have Zoom. I didn't use Zoom as far as last year, but now we use it like every day. Yeah, see there.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it might also work on the web page also, I think. The app,
Yeah, it works
the
everywhere. I'm
link,
not sure what the problem is.
he should not to download the application as well.
Yeah, I think he just did it.
Yeah.
He stole the app. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. So now you feel free to use our strategies at this point in time. So at this point in time, we have 9 strategies, right? So you can select each one. Like for example, BTC, just do like reset. Here you can look at which strategies perform the best: ISS, EMAS, or MAS. So the descriptions of each one could be read in the guides. These bars are Sharpe ratios. So they indicate you the risk. They give you the risk-adjusted return. Oh my goodness, he can't connect. Uh, I mean, what can we do? What can I do? What can I do? Like, come on.
I connect me over the black screen and back to connecting.
Yeah. What can I do when the guys cannot use Zoom? Come on. How can I sell them the box? Come on. That's not possible. Not possible. So these are the Sharpe ratios. So these Sharpe ratios indicate the risk-adjusted return. So the higher the better. So like for example, I use RSIS, and then after this here I would do X X S X X. Here, this is the frequency. So based on the
Uh-huh.
frequency, so XX is more frequent, X is less frequent, and you can also select different bars, right? So like for example, for over the course of 1 month, the X was performing the best, so maybe you should go for the X, right? Maybe I mean, but everything like for the most part, everything else is pretty much the same. So except for the 1 month, so maybe XX. So I mean that now it's your judgment. So you can use your own judgment to select one of the 9 strategies. And then once you have all these 9 strategies, then you just follow them. So you sign up to them through your Telegram bot right here. So you just do here and settings and yeah, boom. So just turn alerts and here you could set up,
Okay.
etc. So you should really set up your Telegram. That's everything.
So
Hello?
hi.
Hello, sir. Luca, how are you? I think now he's here. Luca,
We can.
Hi. Hi. Finally.
finally we made it.
Sorry, it's the first time. I don't know what's going on.
First time is always the worst, but now it's good. So it's myself and Jatin. Jatin,
I cannot hear you very well, but
can you hear me now?
yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, Luca, so we've been just going through social alerts and trading alerts. Do you have any questions that you would like me to cover
Yeah.
specifically? If not, I can just give you guys the whole vision of what we are doing, what we after, etc., etc., etc.
Um, yes. I have some question. By the way, I think it's better than you just go for your way. At the end, we can just ask you what is unclear,
Cool. All right.
maybe, or
Cool. All right. I'll mute you guys, both of you, okay? Just so that we start, so that there's no echo. Because I mean, I will probably
hello.
yeah, I'll mute you guys. So I will start the quick presentation about what we're after, and then if you have any questions at the end. So let's do this. So first of all, this is the platform. So obviously, this you guys should all. Okay, weird. So this is the platform with all the AI signals. The historical AI signals could be here, right here. You can see them in the table. You can also see them in Telegram bot. So you have to make sure the Telegram bot is set up. Because if the Telegram bot is not set up, then you have to watch the dashboard nonstop to make sure that you have all the signals here. You can set up the social alerts, but I just explained to Jatin about the social alerts. I mean, the social alerts are, again, those are for traders who have their own strategies. The feedback for social alerts so far is very positive. Okay, now I can mute you. Hello? Yeah. Okay. So
Now it's fine.
yeah, now it's fine. So now the vision for the project goes like this. So we have the AI, we have the Telegram bot. So AI obviously was launched September 2018. Telegram bot was set up December 2018. I think that's where we did it. And the next step for us is to do the box. So the box, we're a little bit late with the box. It was supposed to be April 30th. So we are almost 2 months late, but whatever happens. There's some bugs. We just don't want to send our users the thing with the bugs. There still will be some bugs even after we send it to people, but the more we can minimize it, the better. So what the box does is the following. So it takes all these AI signals from the cloud right now. They are centralized in the cloud, totally centralized by us, controlled by us, unfortunately. We sell them to the box, and the box will execute them via API through the exchange. So we will cover the following crypto exchanges. First one is Coinbase Pro. Second one is Heat BTC. Third one is BQuant. We might go for the other exchanges like BitHump, the Korean exchanges, and obviously Kraken, Bitfinex, all the other ones. The reason why we selected these three exchanges that some of you guys probably never heard. Well, I mean, you guys both actually should probably hear about Coinbase Pro because Coinbase Pro I think is operating in the European Union, so both Italy and Germany should be good. But the reason why we selected those three exchanges, Coinbase Pro was offering zero commission fees. As far as like before end of March of this year, there were zero commission fees if you are a market maker. Market maker meaning that you do limit orders basically. Heat BTC offered rebates. So if you are trading limit orders, you will have a rebate of 0.01%, so 1 basis point. And the BQuant is using the software. Well, and BQuant is basically somewhat affiliated with is basically offering the same rates. Let's put it this way. So Heat BTC and BQuant is offering the same exact rates of rebates, right? So BQuant will also offer 0.01% of rebate. Now, what is a rebate? Rebate is when you trade, they pay you money. So if you make a limit order, they'll pay you 0.01%. So that's the whole point. So if you make 100 trades with BQuant, you'll earn 1% on commission. And that's why we selected these exchanges. All the other exchanges like Bitfinex and Kraken and Bittrex and all these guys, Binance, they're all offering not very high commission. They have industry standard commission, but that trading fees, if you trade once a day, you are totally fucked. There's no way you can make money. That is just impossible. Here's why you cannot make money if you are trading with the commission fees. Let's assume we are trading through, even now, Coinbase Pro also raised the fees. So Coinbase Pro right now is charging 0.15% per one transaction. So let's assume we do one transaction per day. So therefore, it's going to be 365 transactions a year. So if you multiply this, 0.15 times 365, let me see if I can. Oh, both, yeah. So 365 multiplied by 0.15%. So that's equal to 54.75%. So that means that you have to make 54.75% a year. That's a lot. Basically, this is how much, like if you are trading, like if you put $10,000, right, you will have to pay commission fees worth of $5,475. That's just your fees. Just your fees. That's huge. So that's why we selected these exchanges in the first place, because any commission of such magnitude, 0.15%, 0.10%, 0.05%, they're really killing everything. And this is just one trade a day. If you're a day trader, you probably want to make 10 trades a day, right? So commission like this are totally inadequate. And there has been statistics, and we're working on presenting more and more stats. I mean, I'm myself from Wall Street. I used to work at a bank as a trader here in New York on Wall Street. I mean, I've read a bunch of books, so to me it's like obvious. But the more I'm talking to other people, the more I'm realizing that other people have no idea like what to expect from trading or from investing. Lots of people just want to expect 10,000% a day, right? Like I spoke to one person recently, a new member. He's like, hey, he was asking a question like, is it possible to do 1% a day? 1% a day, it's impossible to do. It's really impossible to do. It's possible to do 1% a day over the course of 5 days, right? For example. So, or 1% a day over the course of 10 days, right? Over the course of 30 days, maybe even over the course of 1 year, potentially. But if you're looking for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, it's just impossible. Like nobody was able to do this. And those few people who did that, you guys are not them, with all due respect. And I'm not them either. People who can generate 1% a day, these guys are really fucking smart. They know something. And what I mean by they know something, the chances are know something, on the edge of insider information, that kind of stuff, right? So they have those kind of things, because otherwise it's really, 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 really difficult. Not impossible, but it's extremely difficult to get 1% a day. Uh, Consider that 1% a day is fucking impossible. Consider that. What's possible over the course of 20 to 30 years, for example, what's possible is 10% on the stock market a year. That's possible. And now that number from 8 is actually dropping to from 10% is actually dropping to 8%. So what we need to make sure is possible is we need to make sure that 30 to 50% a year is possible. And if we can achieve that kind of return, I'll be the happiest man, the happiest man on planet for that specific year of which we can generate 30 to 50%. Right? So, I mean, again, it's really hard to believe because you see all this fucking scam online. Hey, I can generate you. Stuff like, hey, I turned $100 into fucking $2 million in a year. Okay, well, if he's so fucking smart, how about he turns the $100, like how many $100 he has in $2 million? A lot. He has 20,000 of $100, right? So how about he turns each one of those into 2 million? What? Now he doesn't want to do this because he's fucking rich, and now he just wants to help clients to get better. I mean, that's usually the excuse of those fucks who basically telling you, hey, I can teach you how to make money. The reason why I want to teach that is because I'm so fucking successful that I don't need anything anymore in my life. I'm just successful. I just want a mentor. Well, if you want a fucking mentor, how about you don't charge, money for, for your classes, right? If you're really that special. Plus, I can tell you from my personal experience, when you start making more money, what you want to do is more money. Once you actually made some money, what you want to do after that is you want to, either get more money or more power. Like, unless you want to, become a monk. But if you became a monk, you're not going to be selling your courses. If you became a monk, you'll be just, offering that stuff for free. Donate all the money that you raised for your knowledge, blah blah blah. So these guys are full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. So what's real with the whole trading? I just want to, since I'm going to share this to anybody, anyways. What's real is 55% success rate is real. So of the 20 trades, 11 trades will be positive and 9 will be negative. This is real. If you are 55% accurate, you, by definition, will be making good returns every year. You only need 55%. The majority of Wall Street people are just 55%. The majority of successful Wall Street people. If you're 60%, you are really fucking good. If you're 65% accurate, your name is Jesus Christ. You walk on the water, you turn water into wine, and make all kinds of fucking miracles. 65% is impossible. Over the long-term time frame. So if you take, again, 5 days, sure, you can be 100% accurate. But if you take 20 years, 60% is what you should be shooting for. So you'll definitely be losing money in some trades. So that's what's possible. So success rate is 55. That's what's possible. 30 to 50% is extremely ambitious, and that's what we're trying to make it possible. I think this year we're up a lot, but you have to also take into consideration the market is also up a lot, right? So it was not that difficult to make money when market is up. Everybody's making money this year again because market is up. So we probably already made 30 to 50% this year, but again, we got lucky with the market. We want to shoot for 30 to 50% every year, no matter what the market is. Bullish market, bear market, sideways market, etc. The good thing is the statistics we have right now is actually of the bear market. So this is the bear market statistics. Between July 2018 and January 2019, I need to update the other 6 months. The updates are coming soon. BTC dropped 42%, and we are up 25%. That's the number that I'm really proud of. The fact that we made this year probably 50 or 60 or 70% on Ether or whatever. Yeah, well, Ether also went up a lot, right? So I'm not really that proud of this year. What I'm proud is last year. I'm really fucking proud. Because the markets dropped completely 42%, we up 25%. Ether dropped 72%, we up 25%. That's what I'm really proud of. So the reason why this is good is because now you don't know how much money you can put. You really don't know how much money you can put in the market. Because if you don't have a strategy, I mean, today market goes up, tomorrow market goes down. When you invest, you have to have very like you cannot never be 100% 100% confident that you will always make money in the market, even the long term time frame. But how much money you put in is directly proportional to how confident you are in the strategy. And the most confident, like the confidence builds up when everything goes down the drain, when markets drop and you not losing money or not losing as much money, or better even make money like we like the strategy did. So if the strategy is at a point where it's actually making money in bear markets, that's a good strategy. So now you can be reassured that you can put a little bit more money than you thought before. Because if you're putting, if you're selling your house and investing into crypto market because you think you're gonna you're gonna get that 10,000% return or whatever 100% return because you believe in Bitcoin, you'll all of a sudden fucking make money because it's such a great revolutionary technology, blah blah blah. Sure, maybe it will make money this year, maybe not. You don't know. You really have to have a strategy. But if you have a strategy, then you can invest a little bit more money, or the money that you invested, you could be a lot more confident about. So the first thing again is we are probably going to be 55 to 60% accurate. This is 30 to 50%. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm really, really dreaming about. And this is basically, these are the two main metrics that we would like to basically present as far as AI goes, right? So this is just the AI part. So what the box will do, the box will try to make these returns before commission fees. So if you're trading on BitHump, you're going to be paying commission. If you're trading on Bitfinex, you're going to be paying commission. So 30 to 50% minus commission. Minus commission. Commission will be fucking, it's going to be high. Right? Or if you're trading through Bittrex, 50% minus commission. Right? So these numbers are before commission fees. So that's basically, these are the two things that we're shooting for right now. So any questions so far on this? Because again, this is just 10% of the project, just 10% of the vision.
So that means that the ROE that you are supposing to tell that is 30 to 50 or 55, whatever, it is based on the initial investment or whatever the capital is.
Yes, sir.
And based on this capital, the commission will be deducted or something, right?
Well, yes. If you trade every day, for example, through some like Bitfinex, in order to achieve the 30 to 50%, which is huge, you'll be paying 54.75% in commission fees. So you'll be flat. So you'll make zero money. You'll actually be flat, even a little bit negative. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what traders don't know. In the stock market, where commission fees are much lower, only 2% of people end up making money. Only 2% of people. You'll say, Peter, that's not true. All my friends are making money. Or, no, Peter, I know this one guy who is making millions. Well, I know so many fucking people in the industry. And I do not know, and I have a lot of connections in the industry. I'm not George Soros. I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm not the most connected guy. I know a lot of fucking people. Like, I really know a lot of fucking people. I don't know a single successful trader. Not a single one. The only person I know who is really successful, I used to work with him, for him in Chicago. He's Russian. His net worth is around $100 million. That guy is a fucking genius. He's the only guy whom I know who's a successful trader. He's a legitimate successful trader. He will never sell you any fucking courses. He'll never talk to you. He's too busy making money for himself.
Yeah, some of the successful guys that never shared the strategy with you.
And he was about to go to jail. The local CFTC, CFTC is the commission, is like the exchange for it's basically like SEC, right? They wanted to persecute him because the way how he's making money is really interesting. He doesn't know whether the market is going to go up and down. What he's doing is this. It's called spoofing. So he would put, say the bid and ask is like 100, 123 and 100, 124. So he would put a huge $1 million order, right? For example, driving it up a little bit. So these guys will it will drive up, and then last second he'll remove that order.
And he will sell it.
And he'll put it here. Yeah, it's called spoofing. So it's not really fucking legal what he's doing. And so he's not making money because he thinks Bitcoin will go up, or this stock will go up, or this crude oil will go up, right? He's making money by this technique, and he's really fucking fast, and he's really fucking good.
Yeah, but his, for that, if he is taking just only the one or some like 1 cent or something like, let's calculate one or 1.23, he just buy it and he will sell something 101.25, just 2 cents, right? The distance. But in this profit, if he will bring some millions of euro inside, some of the euro he will definitely earn it. But doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that he needs to pay the commission fee as well.
He is not. That's the thing. So he's registered. So he is exactly. Very good question. He is the one who is charging the fee. So he is a market maker. So he bought the space, so he does not have to pay commission. You pay commission. Why? You pay commission to the broker because broker is registered.
Yeah.
But if you are the broker yourself, you do not pay commission. So he is a broker.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's making that commission. So very good. Exactly. That guy is legitimately making money. He is the only person I know who is legitimately making money. And I'm in this industry for many years. Like I don't know anybody else. Like people, I don't know anybody else, including myself. Now our AI is making money. That's different, but that's not me. That's our AI, and that's not the algorithmic trading. So the difference between AI and algorithmic trading is algorithmic trading typically has algo. Let's just call algo. That's what the majority of this like want to call AI people. Well, that's what they do. So algorithmic trading, you created some strategy based on conditions. So typically there is
Based on the, or maybe the based on the some of the algorithms like a neighborhood or some any kind of the algorithms.
exactly. So exactly. So these are some predetermined conditions that worked in the past. The key word is they worked in the past. They do not work. They're not necessarily going to work later. So what they would do, they would take all the history, they would test and back test their conditions on the historical results. They after testing some strategy 5,000 times by changing the conditions a little bit here and a little bit there, obviously you will get to the point where one of those 5,000 strategies will work historically. So then they would say, okay, it worked historically. How about we fucking make it work? How about we tell everybody that this strategy works? Now these people start trading this strategy going forward, and obviously it doesn't work anymore. So because it worked in the past, but it's not going to work here. Because how they got it to work in the past, they were just changing numbers and changing entry points and exit points and conditions and this and that to make sure that returns are good in the past based on historical results.
In the future, it's a condition is different, market sentiment is different, lots of things.
Exactly. Now our AI changes every 12 hours. It relearns itself every 12 hours. So our strategies are the same. Our machine learning algorithms are the same, but it takes 12 hours of new data. So we have data between June 2018, like lots of data, and let's say June 19th, 2019, right? So what's gonna happen right now? It's 2:41 p.m. in New York. So when it's 2:41 a.m., it's gonna take that extra 12 hours of data, June 19th, 2018, and analyze this whole thing again. So it's getting its analytics live. So if there are any changes to the market every 12 hours, AI gets it. Is it good at getting it? Well, our users say it is, and I would also say it is. Is it perfect? No, it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be 100%. One guy asked me like, "Hey, like I said, our accuracy is 60%." He's like, "Well, do you like? Is there any way like when can it be higher than 60%? Never, never. If you're not having 60%, you should not be part of our.
And technically, which algorithms that's we built our AI on a, I mean,
some of the so we cannot obviously tell you that. You can but we can read. So we are trying to be as transparent as possible. So if you go to our website, RoninAi, just I'm not sure why it's loading so slow. Probably my Wi-Fi. So here, if you click on the black box details of free trial, here scientific research, So this is our research paper. This is not a white paper.
Ah, yeah, okay, white paper. Okay, yeah,
This is
scientific.
an actual scientific research paper. We published this paper. Well, we didn't publish it. It was published on one of the scientific conferences, October 2018. So these are our professors.
Uh-huh.
The guy who's getting his PhD, that's myself. That's our senior developer. This is the link to the thing. So that's not our website. That's not that's not us. It's called CEOR Workshop Proceedings. So it's basically a scientific journal for machine learning, AI, neural networks, that kind of stuff. We got published October 2018.
Yeah, it's in it. See, yeah, some of the things that's also done in the
Yeah,
German university. I've seen it in the RWTH Aachen University or something. Yeah.
yeah. So, and we're planning to publish 2 or 3 more of these new of these papers. Well, similar, not similar, but something like proving that we are legit this year, ideally, hopefully. So, I mean, I'm looking for hopefully 4 research papers total by the end of this year, just so people can see that we are not like we are real. So, some of the information you can find here, like what kind of algorithms we're using, but we're definitely using a lot more sophisticated things which we cannot disclose. But even this stuff, based on our data, because the data was all provided by us, of course, and these guys are working with us directly, it shows that we have predictive abilities to forecast price of Bitcoin. So, so that's what we do. So this is just 10% of the project, and that's not the vision. This is just AI. Any questions before I go to the vision?
Not really, but many helpful information that I got from you today. That was no, but yeah, of course, I look for these technical things because I'm already interested in these technical things, and I know a little bit about the algorithms, and so
Luca,
that will help me.
what about yourself?
Yeah, could you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Nice. I don't know what you talk about before I connected. I'm just thinking by myself that nobody, everybody trusts in the IA. The point is this real IA, and we are sure that it's right. I as I told you, I'm a bit pragmatic in my way. I started 2 days ago with the alert and just tried to play with the with the signal, and I think the first step is just to understand how to use them correctly, because as I wrote in the chat maybe yesterday with Felipe, I think I'm just starting to every time I get some alert, I'm just point on the chart the kind of alert, and I'm just monitoring what we gonna we're gonna do in the future. I mean, in the closer future, or maybe more, and just to understand if is that the right way, because basically it say that it will grow, or it will go up or down, and you have basically you have to know if you want to buy or if you want to sell, because also a grow index could be a sell signal or a buy signal.
Well,
and
it's telling you here everything. So if you look at the signals carefully, for example, BTC right here, like MIS.
Listen, Peter, I think I read all the material, all the stuff you gave me, and I searched for, and yes, of course. By the way, you have at least 3 different strategies, and with different setup, and maybe it could be interesting how to navigate or how to use it, or just playing with them a little bit more, just to understand which could be the right setting. I think I'm using I set up just on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, and my settings on EMAS on XS for all of that four,
Okay.
and
And what-
I think I'm getting I'm getting like 50%, like two good signal on Litecoin, for example. I think about yesterday, and
so what's the question, Luca?
The question is, hello.
Yep. What's the question?
Hello. Okay. Sorry. The question is I think to evaluate. Of course, I think this meeting is more also for the commercial side that is interesting for me. But from the technical side, I think I don't have at least now the right element to judge how it's work really. And also, last question, could you explain me, because in all the paper I can see the violet, I mean the I line that is always above the hodl line.
Yes.
But in also in your screen, it's below, and I don't understand maybe the graphics. What does it mean?
So second question is easy. First question I don't quite understand. The first question is you just have to play with it. That's it.
Okay.
You have to do it yourself. Like we gave you 9 different strategies.
Okay.
We advise everybody to do RSIS XX. However, we don't know ourselves what's the best strategy because we don't know exactly how AI works, the neural networks. If anybody will tell you exactly how they work, they are either lying to you or they don't know what they're talking about. We don't know. All we know, we know the number
of course.
Of inputs, the number of outputs, and we know the exact black box strategy that we're using, which we're not going to disclose. We also not going to disclose any of the exact inputs or outputs that we're using, but we're going to tell you like the rough inputs that I told Jacqueline about before. Is we're using market data, we're using social sentiment data, we're using blockchain specific data, we're using miscellaneous data and psychology data. So these are the inputs, and each one of these categories has bunch of factors. So now, as far as why, for example, the guides show that we are outperforming and here we underperforming. Well, obviously, the good thing is that we are outperforming in bear markets so far. So in bear markets, we've been performing extremely well. We were with no shorting, just buying, with no arbitrage, etc. So, like for example, this statistics again shows that of course we're much higher, and that's what you should be. Well, not you, but that's what any sane investor should be looking into. If somebody says, "Hey, I'm outperforming or I'm performing extremely well in bull markets," well, obviously everybody performs really well in bull markets. Like everybody does.
Yeah.
That's what everybody like. In 2017, you had 1,000 different hedge funds, crypto hedge funds. How many of them did you have in 2018? Not many. 20. 50. So 1,000 hedge funds.
No, okay.
2017, obviously, because the market just went up. So no matter what you do, you're gonna be up. Now you have to judge when the bear market strikes and how badly are you up or down. So if we take into consideration the fact, like for example, let's just take this, right?
So, sorry, Peter. Can I just try to check if I understand? Yeah. You are saying that it's basically is your range was on the last year that were a bear market, and it works great because that number is great for me.
My
now
thing is this. My thing is this. I see where you're going with this. My thing is this. Let's look at Ethereum. So I would like to check Ethereum between June 2018 and now. I'm not sure why it's not loading my Wi-Fi connection. So let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum right now is $260, right? So let's look at how it was last year. Is it up or down? Okay, so let's look at it. So, wait, why is it not loading up? I think Ethereum in June was $400. So I think it's still down about 40%. So let me see. So what needs to be done when you study markets and performance, you need to study long-term performance. The mistake is to study weekly performance or monthly performance. That's a huge mistake. So I'm not sure why.
Of course, yeah, of course.
So why the hell is not opening? Wait. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. So last year it was $538, right? So if you're hodling since June, you are down 50% still.
Okay.
Okay. Now between here and January, we are up 25%.
Okay.
And RSAS, I'm not sure exactly. I need to prepare the stats, but I think we're about 40 to 50% up this year already. Now, Ether is up this year a lot more. Ether is up this year, like obviously you can see that it's. Oh, that's my game. Wait. Ether is up like tremendous, like a lot, 100%, 150%, right? Because from the lows. So the impression is that so these guys are not beating total. They're not beating the blue line because they're not that much up. Well, sure, but again, we are up 50% this year. We up 25% last year in bear market. So overall, we up about probably 70% in the year, while the market is still down 50%. That's how you should. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying that we are better in bear market. That's why you should work with us. I'm saying that if you take into consideration bear markets and bull markets, and you are in the crypto game for more than 3 months, and that's exactly what you should be considering because bear markets happen every 2 years or every 3 years in crypto, then you should select services or AI programs that do better in bear markets, because bull markets nobody cares. Bull markets you'll make money regardless. But what happened to many people are still down 50%. Like the majority of people are down 50%.
Okay, but you think there's a connection between the experience time that he has to learn in different market? That's what I tried to say before.
That could be too, but I'm not here to say. I'm not here to defend my AI saying, hey, no. Let's wait for 3 months and see.
Okay.
And then in 3 months of bull market, it has to be better. I'm not here to defend that. I'm here to say this: we up 20% this year. In the last 20% on Ethereum. If 20% in 3 months, now HODL is up 90%. I understand. So we are not as good as HODL in the last 3 months. Like if you invested just 3 months ago, you would not be as much as HODL. Sure. If you invested in last June, you would be a lot better than HODL. But let's assume you invested. So what I'm saying is.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Peter, I don't want to criticize you. I just want to understand, want to learn. I want it's not. That's the reason because I asked for these graphics, nothing more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it doesn't work.
You're reading it correctly. It's just that we're saying this. We're saying to everybody, we're not here to make you guys 10,000% a year. If you're here for 10,000% a year, you should not be in our group. We're saying that to everybody right away.
No, of course.
50% a year. If you guys are okay with 50% a year, 30 to 50, we're shooting for that. Because in 3 months, if somebody told me that in 3 months you can generate 20%, oh my goodness, I would sell my house, guaranteed. I would sell my house and invest in that thing. Right?
Yeah.
Our goal.
Yeah, of course,
Our goal is to be making money in bull markets and ideally make money in bear markets. That's our goal. Our goal is not to be
in bear markets. Okay.
Exactly. Also, if you look at the risk-adjusted return.
Yeah.
If you look at the risk-adjusted
return,
look like this. So risk-adjusted return, if you look at the average, our standard deviation is much, much better. Just this line right here, compared to this line right there. Like we are much less deviated from the mean. as opposed to the hodl. So what
Okay.
it means is that when shit hits the fan and actually everything starts going down, our Sharpe ratio is also likely going to be like this. So even if you're not going to be making money, you're going to be losing money, but at much lower pace compared to what you're going to be experiencing with the hodl. So that's kind of the whole purpose for this comparison.
Okay. May I ask a thing? Basically, when you get the signal, like we have 100% on Bitcoin that it will grow in the next 16 minutes. Okay. Usually, you it also gave us I mean, a sell position for that long, or just just is just an info, and then you can manage that as you want. I mean, you can sell with that, or because you are holding from long time, or you just can go long.
So you're asking about the like how much of your capital should be allocated into this specific position?
No. Sorry for my English, but first of all, no, it's just to understand the intent of the signal. If it's just like to show what is gonna happen, or just is a signal like you can buy here and you can sell here.
Well, these signals are here again. Did you set up the Telegram bot? That's my first question.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the Telegram bot, you will see, for example, this thing, right? Which I received 6 hours ago, I think. Yeah. So it says MASXX strategy indicating 90% probability of BTC price increase. And the second sentence tells you what to do. Good opportunity to enter a long position. So it means buy. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's like this. Yeah.
No, it's always like this. It's not.
It's always okay.
It's always like this. We never make it.
Okay.
With trading alerts, we're not one of those companies or organizations that say, hey, guys, we're just gonna give you lots of shitty statistics, and then you're gonna interpret it. And then
okay. No. Okay. Yeah.
Then we also can
okay.
because our signals are so not specific that we can always tell you, hey, you know what? That's how you should interpret it. No. Be very specific. Every single signal, every single trading alert has a specific thing of what to do in the second sentence all the time. Now, when it comes down to, for example, to social alerts such as market top and bottom signals, it's absolutely not specific. It's absolutely not specific.
Okay.
It only tells you because it's not related to the market data. Market data is not even part of that AI. So for machine learning, when it comes down to social alerts only do analyze social sentiment. So they just analyze the changes in social sentiment being interpreted as this is what.
Okay. That could determine a changing in whatever market. I mean, BTC. Okay. That was another question that I was marked.
Yeah.
Okay, that you answered me.
So social alerts are not specific. They're not going to be specific. The trading alerts are going to be very specific all the time. So trading alerts, like, well, first of all, you can set them up here, like social alerts, trading alerts, right? So trading alerts is you set up right there.
Okay.
Why is it my? Oh yeah, boom.
Okay.
Just slow today. And social alerts right there. So it's all in Telegram bot. So social alerts will always be not specific because social alerts are meant for people who have a strategy. Just like I told Jatin before, it's you have a strategy. You know, like you have your own, like you're already in a position, for example, and now you need to figure out, okay, like now you just got some market manipulation alert. It just gives you extra stuff, extra information to know. Like, for example,
Okay.
boom, you have this, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna exit, right? Now when it comes down to trading alerts, those are very specific. Now we cannot say buy or sell. We cannot say good opportunity to buy or good opportunity to sell because we cannot give buy or sell recommendations to anybody, whether it's
of course.
So that's why it's
of course.
So the way why it's phrased like this is because we need to make sure that we are complied with the law. That's all.
Yeah, of course.
But they're very specific. Like, for example, this one, I received it also early today. RSA successful ether, right? Good opportunity, like whatever increase. Second sentence, good opportunity to exit a long position, right? So it means you
Okay.
have to sell it.
Okay.
So it's very specific.
Okay.
We are super specific.
And you have to sell it the previous one, the previous signal, basically.
Exactly right. Yes.
The long one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No, it's just to follow the logic. I want to understand right the logic that beyond. I mean, you have to follow the path. You have to mark both the signal. You have to buy when he said that buy, and you have to sell on that. Maybe you cannot do that, but at own risk.
Exactly.
And you go out, you come out from the statistic because you choose personally to do something different. Okay.
Exactly.
I will try. Could you?
If you don't have a position open and you have this, does not mean that you need to short. Do not short. If you don't have a position and you receive the signal,
Yeah, of course.
you just do nothing.
Okay. 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 In this way, I can try with real money. Maybe maybe few, but it's okay. That's big.
How much?
Sorry.
How much money? Usually, we tell people to not do more than $1,000. So if you want to trade with free trial, do not
Okay.
do more than $1,000. I would invest $100 because at the end of the day, you're not judging how much money you make. You judge how much percentage you make.
Of course.
Like say $120, then it's 20%. Then you know that if you invested $1 million, you probably be 15% up.
Yeah. Of course.
Yep, that's correct.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So what else? Again, this is just AI. This is not like this is only 10%. Your other question was, how do we know this is actual machine learning? You don't. You have to trust us. Like I'm not gonna bullshit you.
Yeah. I understood that.
Like you can only
But
believe me. I'm telling you guys that yes, we only do machine learning. I cannot say whether our competition is doing it or not, but from what I know, the rest of the competition, not nobody is doing machine learning. Everybody is doing technical analysis, and they say that it's machine learning or AI, but we are actually doing AI. Like I can assure you of that. But I mean, there's no way to like check, you know. So you have to either trust me or not. Now, if you become a big investor, then at some point in time I could show you that stuff. But then you need to become like you need to buy a bunch of boxes. Like then a couple of our leaders,
okay.
they would like to like one guy in particular, Sinjin. He's very active. Our icon of our group, Charles. His real name is Charles, and he wants to test it, and I would like to give it to him this next week. But he earned like I mean he contributed so much to the group and to the vision and to the project that obviously he's going to be playing. Right. So in order for me to give it to somebody, you know, to give the authorization, permission to make sure it's like, you know, that you have to.
Yeah, of course.
But I think
You also have to have the specific to judge.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to be knowledgeable.
It's not a matter only of access or whatever.
Exactly.
But can you explain? I'm really interested behind the project. I mean, basically, what you are selling with a box.
So,
it's the box is hardware. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll start from the bigger picture. So again, we have AI, we have TG, right? Telegram, and the next thing is box. Now the reason
Okay.
box.
Okay.
Is because let me actually mute you guys right now. I'll just tell you quickly the whole vision, and then you'll ask questions after that. Because I think we're done with the AI part.
Okay.
So I'll mute you just so there's no echo. So the reason why we started the box is what the box does. The box does automated execution, right? So the software for the box, I'll show you. Yeah. I'll show you that how it will look like. Yeah. So basically when you connect the box to your computer, you will have to go through the following things. So right now it's a black screen, but in a second it will pop up. So you will need to go through these settings. So it will greet you, you'll set up your language, blah, 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 sign the disclaimer. The box has an operating software, its own RoninAi operating software based in Unix. So it's creating its own Wi-Fi connection. So you will see that connection, you'll connect to that box, but then you'll connect the box to your Wi-Fi, and then you authorize yourself via Telegram bot key that you get on your account. So you just went through the authorization process here. So here, first of all, you identify the internet connection of the box created by the box. You connect it to the box. And now, once you connect to the box, at this point of time, now you're operating the box from your computer. So now you're connecting the box to the Wi-Fi, and you are authorizing the box via the Telegram bot key. After this, you set up your API keys. So the box does automated execution, but the money is not stored on the box. The money is stored on your exchange, on your crypto exchange. So we are not custodian. Custodians are your exchanges. So the API keys is something that you need to set up on your exchange. And those API keys will just give authorization to trade your money, but not the authorization to withdraw money, right? So your money will always be safe unless your exchange is hacked. But if your exchange is hacked, there's nothing you can do. Like we can't help and nobody can help, right? If you need to take that risk. Otherwise, you should not be in the crypto space in the first place. So you set up your API keys here. Again, we'll have Coinbase Pro, HIT, BTC, and Bitcoin, those three exchanges. We will not have Bitfinex because of fees at this point of time. By the end of the year, we will add all the major exchanges. But again, Coinbase Pro at this point of time is raising fees, so we need to figure out how to minimize the fees for American investors. HIT, BTC, and Bitcoin, those are the ones that they're paying you to trade. So that's like an amazing thing. We have made a deal with them where they pay you guys to trade on a decentralized basis. So then you select each strategy.
I'm using Coinbase.
Oh, sure. But problem with Coinbase right now, you have to pay the fees, 0.15%. So that's unfortunate. It started as of March of this year, end of March of this year. But we're going to negotiate with them. So in order for us to negotiate, I'll talk about the fees. Let me actually write this down. Let me talk about the fees more. Because fees is something that is a big selling point for anybody to be a part of our network. So you set up this, then you set up each crypto, each strategy, like MAS, RSIS, EMAS, like you have all that stuff. Then you select the allocation. So you put, like, say, $10,000. That's how much you want to trade. You put how much you want to trade into each crypto that you selected before.
Sorry, Peter.
Let me finish this first, Luca, and then you ask, because then it's
sorry.
Because Jatin is listening.
Okay. So sorry. Okay.
So plus I'm also,
okay.
It's also recorded, so other people also have to listen to the whole thing. So, so you put in $10,000 here, then you allocate everything into buckets based on, I think it's equal weight allocation, volatility based allocation, and market cap based allocation. And then after this, you select the trading algorithm, the execution algorithm. So the execution algorithm we'll have three of them, and the fourth one will also come a little bit later. The fourth one is going to be AI algo. Here's going to be limit, iceberg, and scaling. So the majority of trading bots out there have only limit. We will have a limit, iceberg, and scaling, and we also have smart. Like the limit order that we have is a smart limit order. I mean, I can talk about the execution algos, but not today because this is just too much information. So for one day, you guys really have to start attending our webinars. So that's where everything is explained. On the weekly basis. And once you set all that stuff up, then you select sleeping mode or active management mode. So sleeping mode is when you put the box, connect to the Wi-Fi, and it trades for you 24/7. The active management mode is when each trade will go through the confirmation through a Telegram bot, and you confirm each trade, and then the trade. Once you confirm it, it will go through. If you do not confirm, it's not going to go through. And then after this, that's it. So the whole process setup is about 15 minutes. Once you set up that process, you have set up the box effectively, and now you can put it aside and it will just trade it for you 24/7. Now, do you have to manage the box? Yes, you have to manage the box. You have to still make sure that it's connected to the Wi-Fi, it's connected to the electricity, it's connected to, well, that's pretty much it. And you need to check the balance of your exchange to make sure there are no bugs. And if there are bugs, you need to tell us because we need to fix all the bugs. And again, that's not the most exciting part. So the reason why the box is even there in the first place is because people asked us for the box. So they asked us to make sure. They said the signals are great, guys, but hey, we need automated execution. So that's why the box was created, because we just listened to the users. But that's not the whole picture either. This is just the beginning. This is like the box is probably 25% of the excitement. There's another 75% of this whole vision. What I told you so far is not vision. What I told you so far is just the product. Luca, let's go. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer at this point of time, and then we'll go to the vision really fast.
Oh, okay. No. I think you can go on, because now it's all more clear, and it makes sense, because you make the box, and it's okay. I understood
Cool.
the
So now let's go further. I'll mute you again. So let's go further. So we have, let's assume we have 500 boxes worldwide. We sell them. So what we're gonna do after we sell 500 boxes, we're gonna connect them into a blockchain network. That's why we need the box. That's why we cannot do this just with the software solution. So once we connect these boxes together, we create a blockchain network, our own native blockchain network. We take Ethereum codes, we rewrite them to our specifics. It's not going to be ERC20 or ERC721. It's going to be our own native RoninAi blockchain network. And we need 500 boxes for that. And the whole point of this network is you will have fully transparent signals. Because right now, like, look, even you asked right now, like, hey guys, like, how do we know it's AI? You don't know. Like, you can ask other questions. Like, the other question you can ask right now is, like, Peter, how do you know you're not bullshitting me? How do you know that this table is correct? How do I know this table is correct? What if you are lying to me? And that's fair. I could be lying to you, right? Or we as an organization could be lying to you. And that's the case with the majority of platforms. They are not just like, they don't have just the ability to lie to you. They actually fucking lie to you all the time. I mean, the majority of platforms are dishonest. Let's just be honest. Like, let's just be realistic. 99% of platforms that offer this kind of stuff are just dishonest. And in order for us to prevent that dishonesty and add full transparency, we create this network. Each signal, every single signal will be measured as a transaction, right? So each transaction will be recorded on the blockchain ledger. So therefore, it's all going to be visible. Moreover, RoninAi at this point of time will become one of the many signal providers. So we'll have RoninAi here, we'll have hedge fund 1 here, hedge fund 2, data analyst 1, data analyst 2. All these guys will be providing signals on our platform. Now you'll say, well, okay, it sounds very like ambitious, very like whatever. Like, why would anybody join this network? Like, why would anybody want to be the signal provider? We already have people who would like to be signal providers. Some of these people are in the group. Like Charles really wants to be a signal provider. He really wants to be, because if he is a signal provider, he can sell his signals to the users. So user 1, for example, will prefer our signals, but user 2 and user 3 will prefer signals of the hedge fund that is on our platform. User 4 and user 5 will be liking these signals. Who knows? We will also offer really easy customization tool where anybody, my grandma, can create their own strategy just by, I'll show you actually how this will look like. So here we go. Yeah. So this is the first draft. It's not final, but this is how it might look like. So anybody can just, move this, select different exits, entries, exits, strategy accuracy, price target, stop loss, all this kind of stuff. There will be definitely more variables to change. And then each person can just like generate, like they, put their own setup. They said generate. Now you have your own strategy. And now if you want to publish that strategy, anybody else will be able to see that strategy. Right? And it will be computed and it will be like the computational power for all the strategies will be distributed between different boxes. So it's going to be like all on the ledger. That's why we need hardware. And there will be a web interface where, this is strategy 1, this is strategy 2, this is strategy 3, and so on. And you can select the best strategy you want based on the objective statistics of returns or risk-adjusted returns or relative returns, or outperformance, or Sharpe ratio, or Sortino ratio, or maximum drawdown, like whatever, right? Like all the top hedge fund metrics that that impactful when you're selecting your own strategy for yourself will be there, open web interface, and all the strategies and all the signals will be on the blockchain. So you don't have to believe that these strategies are good or not. You don't have to believe anymore. You don't have to trust anymore. You can just search that strategy and see all the signals because it's all recorded in the blockchain ledger. Now, in order for us to get there, we need to sell 500 boxes. Why 500? So 500 boxes, each box can manage only $10,000. $10,000. Right now, it's one signal per day, so the liquidity of the network is 5 million. So if you have 500 boxes, each one trades $10,000 per day, one trade per day, then we are trading $5 million as a network. But we want to do high frequency strategies because, high frequency strategies minimize risk, maximize risk adjusted return. They minimize risk. Again, we don't want people to get 10,000% a year. If that's possible, great. But the 10,000% a year better be at a really good fucking Sharpe ratio. It really, it has to come with very small risk. What we want to make sure is people are consistently making money, no matter what the market is, up, down, whatever. Are we guaranteeing those returns? No, we're not guaranteeing the returns, but we are shooting for that. And the way how we can kind of, not guarantee, but but make it expected is if we minimize risk. And we can minimize risk by making signals more high frequent, so high frequency trading. So if you do 20 signals per day, that 5 million changes into 100 million. That's the liquidity that we will have with just 500 boxes. So now let's look at the thing. So coin market cap. So coin market cap, let's look at, say, Dash, 272 million, the valuation is 1.4 billion. Monero, 240 million, 1.6 billion. IOTA, 30 million, 1.2 billion. If you do the average, it's about 1 to 10. It's about, if your liquidity is X, your valuation is 10X. So with our liquidity of 100 million, our valuation can easily become 1 billion. There are lots of if statements, lots of disclaimers, but that's what we're shooting for, $1 billion valuation. Now, on top of that, we are issuing 1 billion tokens, pre-mined tokens. And if everything goes by the plan, the 1 billion tokens will translate into $1 billion. So one token will translate into $1. So we already started distributing these tokens. So if you look at the platform right here, you have the tap coins. The coins that was published, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. We finally finished it, and you can see basically the status of how many coins are already distributed. They're all pre-mined. They're not registered yet. Unfortunately, right now they're centrally controlled by us. But once the blockchain network is ready, and that's going to be ready when we sell 200 boxes, right? So when we sell 500 boxes, we go ICO or crowd sale, whatever the fuck is going to be called. When we sell 200 boxes, we're going to start working on the blockchain software. And the blockchain software will automatically be updated and uploaded on each box. That's why we needed the operating system in the first place to make sure that's possible. So at 200 boxes, we're almost there. We almost sold half of that. So we almost sold 100 boxes. So we need to sell another 100 basically to get to that level so we can start working on the blockchain software. But we already started distributing the coins on the pre-mined basis. So if you buy a box, you'll be generating 250 tokens per day. Do I have this? I don't have it. 250 tokens per day. So if you look at all this split, like you'll be able to see how many people for how many days are already making basically tokens. Tokens are worthless right now. They only will be worth something if we get to that blockchain network thing. So we have different categories like Black Box AI, apostles, online affiliates, offline affiliates, investors, academia, all that kind of free fun stuff. So each one has a rule. I don't think I should be explaining this stuff right now. It's already too much information. We also, it's an hour and a half right now, so we probably should stop soon. But this is just a quick overview of what we are about. And again, it's really hard to explain all that stuff within 15 minutes to somebody. So I'm ready for questions. Let's wrap up right here. Let's listen to the questions, guys. I'll be happy to answer. If you need any follow-up call, let's do that.
The one question is for the ecosystem of tokens that you mentioned, that 250 tokens per day. I mean, the users and that you already mentioned about I understand the block and the 500 blocks and the how it should work like, and the community of the blockchain that you are supposed to answer. But the real ecosystem of the token.
The tokenomics is the easiest part. You will be, so right now you have to pay $1,200 for the box, right, per year. It's an annual subscription, of which you're basically paying $1,200 for the annual subscription. And if you become an active member of our team, of our community, you get the box for free, right? So it's like basically $100 per month. So after the ICO, if everything works out, now if our ICO or whatever, or the idea does not work out, too bad. Tokens are worthless. If it all works out, and it will work out if we are active, if our community is active. That's why we want every single, like, we're not gonna sell a box to anybody who is not willing to become a member of our community, because we, like, fuck that. It's a much tougher sale for us, and my marketing team is hating me for that. Like, our marketing team is just telling Peter, like, fucking stop that. Like, let's just make sales. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're creating so many barriers. I'm like, yes, I realize that, but I'm building the community. I don't need sales. I need a community of people who actually believe in this project, actually believe in the vision. So the $1,200, if everything works out, you'll generate so many tokens that you won't need to pay a subscription for another couple of years, maybe 10 years, maybe 5 years, maybe a couple of years. I don't know, right? Because you'll generate so many tokens by yourself, like 250 a day, until the end of the year, with the box. Only until the end of this year, only until December 31st, 2019, that you potentially won't even need to pay for it anymore. So by paying $1,200, you're basically, buying yourself a subscription for many years going forward. The tokenomics is very easy. You have a box right here. You want to get signals, you need to buy them with tokens, no dollars. If you don't have tokens, too bad. Go and buy them somewhere. Like, if you're a new member, good luck. Find tokens somewhere. Buy them from other people, maybe on the exchange, maybe mine them, maybe get our box and start mining it so you have it. We don't, like, there are a bunch of ways how you can get that, but there's another way where other users will be selling you the tokens, right? So if you want the signals from AI, you have to pay for them with tokens. Not now. Now it's dollars, but once we do the blockchain network, it's going to be with tokens. So that's the tokenomics. How many signals do you make? How many signals do you have right now? We have about 1 signal per day for each crypto, so it's about 5 signals already per day. And that's just one strategy. So we have about 45 signals per day. And that's just trading signals. And that's just once a day. Imagine you make 20 signals a day. So that's the tokenomics is very easy. Any other questions, guys? Before we end.
Okay.
Makes sense, right, or no?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Any questions?
And look at.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why the microphone disappeared.
I'm muting
sometimes.
I'm muting you all the time myself. Like,
okay. Fuck you, man. I'm going crazy because I'm talking through the telephone and I'm seeing you on the computer. Okay. Just 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
First of all, because you already told me that the box cost around $1,200, but now I understand that is for here. It's a kind of subscription for year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. And but what happened? I mean, when you got the box, if you don't, I mean, I think the system can work. The project is it's so interesting. More and more that I understood your intent, and but I'm just trying to understand which should be the how can I say the vincles.
Distributors, affiliates.
By the way, yeah, it's by the way, that's the system. It's 1,200 for year, and you get all the signal and I mean, for what you get, you can cover the expenses, whatever. It's right. The other thing I would like to understand correctly is when you say that each box each box can manage $10,000. It's right?
Correct, sir. Yes. So if
Okay,
you have
that's the
$100,000,
maximum.
yes, that's the maximum. If you have $100,000, you need 10 boxes to buy 10 boxes.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, understand. And when you say that every day you have 10, I mean, you just play with that with $10,000 each day.
Yes.
I mean, he play with all $10,000 each day.
Well, it's up to you. You can select. So you buy the box and you'll tell the box how much money you want the box to be managed. It's really up to you.
Okay,
You can say 5,000. You can say any number. Like here,
okay,
here you can say yeah, right there, like trading amount. You can put $1,000 trading amount. It's up to you.
yeah, but
But the maximum is going to be 10,000.
okay, but it's for trade or is I mean, if it's for trade, you can open just one position at time.
No, but you do the allocation here. So you set up each crypto, and at
Okay,
every single point of time, the allocation, how much, like in this case, let's assume you trade all 5 cryptos. So then each crypto, let's assume you're doing $10,000 in all 5 cryptos. So $2,000
okay,
allocated into each cryptocurrency.
okay, okay,
$2,000, which is 20%. So if there's a Bitcoin signal, only 2,000 allocated for Bitcoin will be allocated into that specific signal, and so on for Ether and
oh,
so on.
okay, it makes sense. Okay, and you just I wrote in your paper that your intent is also to add different fiat, because for example I trade in euro, and also I'm pro Coinbase user, and then it should be quite perfect also if I wanna
Yeah,
go.
if you trade euro dollar at this point in time, it's really not going to make a difference. It's the same correlation, right? So the change in the euro, dollar versus euro does not change that much, right? So it's not going to,
No.
especially when you're doing high frequency trading, say 20 signals a day. But going forward, of course, we would like to, if you are doing peer-to-peer, the whole point of this whole network here is to create a decentralized exchange.
Okay,
So decentralized exchange,
that's what I love.
right? So it's not going to have the centralized exchanges. So now we have to use them, unfortunately, but we don't have
Okay,
to use them. But in order for us not to use them, we first of all have to raise the $500,000, right? Now we can
okay,
either raise them through sales of the boxes, or we can raise them from investors. And we spoke to investors. They reached out to us, and guess what? Investors don't like
okay,
it. Investors just want to take our AI strategy and just use them for themselves. They told us themselves. We spoke to 3 different investors, one hedge fund, one VC, and one
yeah.
angel. They don't want to open this to you guys. They told us your commitments have to be less than 3 months. So 3 months later, after you make a deal, you have to be able to close down all your clients.
Yeah,
And make sure your clients don't use that. And we said, fuck you.
yeah,
We're not doing that shit. Fuck you
yeah,
guys. We are
yeah.
in a decentralized application world, not to create a centralized AI
I
system.
agree. Yeah,
Fuck.
another one.
Another one. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
We're not doing this. So,
yeah.
so therefore, it's like, okay, so therefore, it has to be funded by the users. But
Yeah,
the user have to fund it. Now, the guarantee that you have from us is the 500 boxes, so $500,000. Not a single cent will be spent into my pocket or the pocket of the founders from the first 500 sales. After the first 500 sales, that's a different story, but the first 500 is not. So the rest of our founding team is only in this project for the tokens. So we're only going to make money if tokens grow. So we're incentivized to make sure they work.
okay,
So
okay,
now, decentralized exchange, in order to get to decentralized exchange where you will have your own wallet on your computer, and Jatim will have it, and I will have it, and we'll just like you'll be trading with me, you'll be giving me bitcoins, I'll giving you ether. There'll be no dollars, right? It's going to be only digital currencies. In order for us to get there, we need to create a wallet.
okay,
So the wallet is very expensive to build. It's not $500,000. It's not $1 million. We estimate the wallet to be $50 million. We
okay,
consult governments on the blockchain spectrum, and we spoke to lots of governments. I personally flew to a bunch of governments myself, in Latin America, in Russia, in Central Asia last year, and in the last 2 years. and they were asking us, let's create some digital currency stuff, and we quoted the price of about $50 million because nobody at this point of time can create a good wallet because the wallet has to be secure, it has to be good, it has to hold different currencies. And
Yeah.
so the timeline for us is we sell 200 boxes first. We give you guys better AI, and we start doing the blockchain network. Build 500. We distribute the network, and we do ICO or IEO or STO or whatever the fuck it's gonna be called. I don't really care. It's really gonna be a crowd sale. It's probably not gonna be any of that. It's just gonna be a crowd sale. And on a crowd sale, we would like to raise a lot of money. The only way for us to raise that much money is if you have strong community. If you do not have a strong community, there's no fucking way we're gonna raise anything. Ideally, I'm shooting for the number. It sounds very ambitious, and I know I'm shooting for the number of $50 million that I would like to raise through the crowd sale. If we have that money will be spent onto the wallet, and then we'll have a decentralized network, full legit decentralized network. But for us to do this, we have to have very strong community.
Peter, I'm 48. I see a lot of things in my life. Basically, usually when the idea is good, it's sold by himself.
Money
usually,
money is easy.
You have to push when you try to sell smoke. That's the only way you have to push to sell something.
No,
I think
we still selling. I mean, I think our product is good, but I learned something else. I'm 30, so I'm not as experienced as you, but I learned one thing, that the product is not going to sell itself. You either going to sell it hard, even if it's a good product, it still needs to be sold aggressively. If it's a bad product, it needs to be sold even better, or in dishonest ways. So we have to be selling in honest ways, but we still have to push it. Like, it's not going to sell itself. There's no way it's going to sell itself. So
but I think it makes no sense for you invest all your energy just because it's 1,000. It's not. It's not now. But I'm just thinking 1,000 for 500. It's it's good money, but I think it's not enough to make to try to stall that money. It make more sense. It make more sense try to do really something different and change the system in a way, or at least try to do it. And it's not. I think I'm with you. I think it could work. And which is that, because you say that you have a delay for the delivery, and also but it's not a big deal because you get in the while you get the signal, basically.
Delays always happen. I mean, Ethereum, with all the funding they have, they're worth $20 billion. They delayed by what, a year and a half with the fork, with the Constantinople fork. I mean, everybody's delayed. Samsung, a huge company, the recent flexible screen or liquid screen, the first party, the whole first order was broken, had bugs.
Peter, I'm an industrial designer. I know what you are talking about, and then I know it's not that worried. I'm not worried.
We would like to match the deadlines, but when they don't happen, I mean, we work our asses off. Trust me, we do. Like, we don't sleep. Our developers don't sleep. But that's unfortunate. We're gonna be late. That's a fact. Just like everybody else.
But I'm with you. You gave an explanation for this in the last webinar.
Exactly.
About the double check of all the thing, because it will cost much to get back. I don't know, a black box from Italy, for example. That no. I agree. It's okay.
So, guys, any questions? Any other questions? We need to sell 100 boxes by end of August. If you can help us sell the boxes, first of all, in order to help us sell the boxes, you guys need to try AI. It has to really work for you. If it doesn't work, We don't want you to help us. It has to
Yeah,
be.
of course. I can involve some people for sure, but as I try to tell you before, I just have to try and to understand and take the risk for myself, and then I can share this, because I used to play with my face, and th- that's my line. But I think it could work, because I don't think you think a month could be enough to judge a good average of all of this. I think yes.
Mhm.
Getting at least one signal for day.
I mean, on average, on average, that's
An average, yeah, an average. Yeah, yeah.
Also, keep in mind, last month was extremely positive, because obviously market went up as well. So, I mean, this month might be not as good. I'm just saying right away, because this month, last month, we made a lot of money. I think we made 10, 20%. Just keep that in mind.
Hmm.
If you're gonna start losing money all of a sudden, uh, maybe you need to wait a little bit more. It's just a very good month. So after a very good month, sometimes they're like either not so good months, or even some losses, some small losses. Hopefully not that big.
Could you count? Okay. Could you count? Maybe not today, but could you count better setup or fine tuning for the coin, for the signal? I mean, I told you which one, um, the EMAS,
Hmm. Yeah. So
and but basically, yeah, basically is based on my style, because I use um, I use as a reference the EMA line, and then it's more close to my style. I mean, but did you experimented that there's one kind of strategy that is better than other,
let me
or,
tell you
or
this.
what?
Do you think right now RSS is the best? Guys, I have to go after this. RSS is the best strategy so far at this point of time. So we recommend everybody to use RSIS. If you want to do EMAS, be my guest as well. Why not? Again, this strategy is pretty good. All I can tell you is the more boxes we sell, the better strategies you guys will all have very soon. By the end of August, we're planning to have a lot more strategies, and we're only going to open them to the public with 200 plus boxes. So that's what I know. So we tell everybody do RSIS at first to test it. Is the best. It seems like it's the best, but again, not necessarily. And then after
RSIS. Okay.
RSIS. All right, guys, I gotta go. It's too much. I'll put this recording on the main chat. If you need any
Okay.
further calls going forward, let's maybe have them in a week from now. But I would like you guys to experiment with whatever you
Okay.
did for me. So if that's possible, cool.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And what about the subscription?
Subscription. Before you buy a subscription, you should be really persuaded that this AI works, and you like our vision,
Okay.
because we don't want any
Okay.
refunds, we don't want any negative feedback.
Okay.
Lots of people are saying like after 2 days, hey, I want to buy a subscription. We're not gonna sell the subscription. Like it's
Okay. Okay.
so
That.
if you become an active member of the group, so how this works is this: you first of all try AI. You say, Peter, it works. I would like to get it. Like I think it works. I would like to get it. Then we're gonna do the subscription. Say this is for a
Okay.
year, and then you become an active member. So then you start participating in the discussions, and you ask questions, and you participate in webinars, and you help us distribute our articles and stuff online, blah blah blah. And then if that's the case, we see you active, then we just send you the box as a gift, and that's what.
Okay. Sincerely, because we assume to stay from the same side. You prefer, or you think it's better than I try to involve other people now, or just I try and I
Start the conversation. Start the conversations now, but based on my experience, you're not going to be able to sell them unless you are really persuaded. Last
Okay.
last example from myself, and that's it. I gotta go. So I'm on this project since January 2018, obviously, right? So I'm the co-founder, and I was selling it. Yeah, I was involved in the whole back end, everything, right? So but when I was really persuaded, when I was like, my guys told me, Peter, like my friends told me, Peter, like trade out money. So I started trading December 2018, and I traded until January 11, 2019. And in those 3 weeks, I made 43%. And after that, I'm like, this shit works so well. After this, I started selling. So I was involved in the project for a year. I told people here and there. But
Okay.
But when I made 43%, I'm like, okay, this shit fucking works. This really works.
Oh,
Then I started selling. I started telling all my friends about it. That's why we started selling the box. We started selling, selling the box January 31st, like someone. Our first sale was February 4th. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll exit now. Any questions in the chat or PM me. See you guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Luca, Jatin, thank you so much.
Bye. Bye. Thanks a lot.
See you later. Bye.
Ciao, Jill.